Hello and welcome. As you probably guessed, I am MotherAzure, but you can also call me Maria. I am back again with another bigger card and a new table. So, again, I said before that there were going to be some changes in my setup, and that's the case. So, let me know if you like it. I pretty much like it, but I'm still getting used to it. So, we'll see how that goes. So, this reading is going to be about what you don't see about yourself. These are mostly going to be positive traits. Well, mostly not. I'm going to be focusing on positive traits that you have, that you may not know about or you may not recognize them, okay? I feel that sometimes we are very hard on ourselves and we focus on our negative traits a lot more than our positive traits. So I feel like this reading is going to be very helpful. I do plan on doing one after this, which are going to be more negative traits. And the reason I want to do that is because it's good to recognize your positive traits, but also be aware of the negative ones so you can work on them or manage them. It's very important to work with your shadow self. If you don't know what the shadow self is, it's not like a magic concept. It's just psychology. Okay, so you have piles 1, 2, and 3. You're going to be choosing with these cards, which are from the Angelarium Oracle. This is Netza, right leg, endurance. I hope you can see that. Again, I'm getting used to the setup. I have no idea how that's gonna look. It's very well, it's almost the same, but the camera is a little bit higher than before. You got, for pile 2, we have Chesed, right hand, empathy. And for pile 3, we have Kushiel, Angel of Punishment. Now, Angel of Punishment is not a bad card. I always like to emphasize that because punishment, people associate punishment with bad things, obviously. But please choose with your intuition and not based on the cards themselves, because there are no cards here that are bad. There are no bad cards. All of them have positive and negative aspects, okay? So you may pause the video right now to pick your pile, and I'll see you whichever you choose. Hello, if you picked pile 1 with Netza, this is your reading. Now, here's the thing. I know, because I saw some of the cards, because see, these cards, so you have Tarot here and Oracle, of course, and this is your main card. Netza is about endurance, obviously, that's what it says right here. But the thing that I found really interesting about your pile is that you got the same card in another deck. So this card is from a collection. I have year 1 and 2, the year 1 and 2 collections from Angelarium, and this is the year 1, if I'm not mistaken. And you got the same card. I know you got the same card from the beginning because you can see the back and there's something written in the back. So I'm going to start with that. I'm going to read this to you. It says, Emanation of Victory. There's a different name here for some reason. This says, Netza is brilliant and withstanding. Netza is trial and exaltation of endurance. Beneath this stone I am glory. Tension and suffering pushing me down and burying my face in the muck. But even then I am sweet fire ablaze the torch, burning in the abstractions between agony and patience. A mantra of Netza. So it's the same card. If you see, look at that. It's the exact same card. Now, I'm going to lay out all your cards because this is not the only time you got the same card in this reading. And that's really interesting to me because I let the cards fly out. I don't try to pick them out. You know, I don't shuffle and pick them out. I just let them come out usually. So I'm going to just start placing them right here and then I'll get into your reading, all right? So you got cold, soul gifts, and training. It's time to step up. I'm still trying to figure out where I'm going to place it. And then you got double mission, light worker, starseeds, serve the world by being you. You got love. Love is a many splendored thing. Today I will notice and appreciate at least 3 of those splendors, like the fact that puppies make me feel like a parent, or the surge of self-congratulation I feel when I sink a 3-point trash basket shot on the first try. Or how about the chills I get while singing along to name of the song, you know the one. These are affirmator cards. I love them. This one is impermanence. Holy shit. Okay. Life is always changing and I drift easily through those changes, good and bad. As I drift through hard times, I can take comfort in knowing that I will leave them behind. As I drift away from good times, I can take comfort in knowing that more will come my way. Impermanence is an equal opportunity non-entity. Okay. I'm going to keep going. I have a lot of cards. Then you got Air Force. Manifestation, And I got 5 tarot. Now, these are from the Arcana Tarot. This is from the Antique Anatomy Tarot. I just felt like getting one of these for some reason. So let's start with this one. You got Judgment. Now, here's when I say that you got so many synchronicities in your pile, because I know you got another Judgment card. It's the same card. I know this one came out because it flipped, but I put it where it was supposed. You know, I put it back in the pile. Usually when they flip, I put them away, but decided to keep it, and you got 2 Judgment cards, and I am amazed, okay? You got the Tower. Holy shit. Who are you? Like, no, for real, like, who are you? Then you got the King of Swords and the 3 of Wands. Okay, so let me just start with this. So you got Endurance twice, and you got the Judgment card twice. So I feel like, okay, so you know what the first thing I'm getting off of this is, what I'm feeling here, obviously with Netza and impermanence, is that you have been put through so many trials in your life, and you've been through a lot of hardships. Now, I know a lot of us, or like many of us, have been through hardships, but I feel like you have been through, I'm actually shaky during your pile. So you could have anxiety. I have anxiety, but I'm very shaky during this pile. I wasn't this shaky before, which have really negatively impacted you. You know, your mental health, your view of yourself, especially for some reason, is coming up here. So with this impermanence and even the Tower card, so I know you have been through so many harsh changes in your life, and maybe I'm hearing loss. So there, it may have been, you may have lost a close family member or a friend, which if you did, I'm sorry for your loss. This may be a little bit triggering because it's coming up. I wouldn't mention it if it didn't come up. You have been put through all of that, and what I feel, and because of this, you have been, like I said, negatively impacted in your, especially your mental health. And I feel like you may be very hard on yourself in terms of, I should be doing better than this, or I shouldn't be so sad about this still. Why does this still bother me? Why am I still being so influenced by this one thing that happened in the past? And what I feel like you don't see about yourself is that, like, the sheer amount of strength that you have, because bouncing back after all of that takes a lot of strength. I'm gonna get one of these for you because they're calling my attention to it. I'm not looking at when I pick these. I just put my hand in there. Oh, see, you got it's interesting because I also associate with this charm with the Judgment card. So these are some angel wings. I'm just gonna put it right here. So you also don't see that you're not alone, because the thing here is, when people go through many challenges in their lives, that happened to me as well. Sometimes we feel like we're alone, especially if we grew up with a specific religion or belief system, and we go through hardships and we don't understand why that's happening. We stray away from spirituality a lot, and some of us, at least that happened to me, turn to atheism because we feel like if there's something out there that's supposed to be loving, I wouldn't be suffering, right? And I feel like that could have happened to you, and you have bounced back. But I feel like there's a lot of self-blame here. I'm feeling a lot of self-blame and self-criticism, when in reality, you are so fucking strong. Like, I am actually amazed at this, because you got two, like the Endurance card and the 2 Judgment cards. So you are someone that has been, yes, you have been through a lot, but the thing is that I don't feel like you recognize fully, or that what you have done is extraordinary. Like, had other people been in your shoes, they may not be here already. They wouldn't be here still. That's what I was trying to say. I got stuck. And it's like you have this ability to move forward despite the challenges, and that's very beautiful. And obviously, I already said strong. I feel like you also don't see how beautiful you are. And I don't mean like, I'm already feeling some people like rolling their eyes at me. I don't mean physically specifically, even though I think that, you know, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. We are all beautiful in some way. I don't fucking believe in like the standards of beauty and whatever not. But I'm also talking on the inside. You are a very beautiful soul, and I have that here. You have double mission, light worker, star seed. So you may be a light worker. So you may have been put through all of these challenges because you are meant to help other people, but you have to learn some lessons first. I can't give you the answers as to why what happened to you happened, because that's not something I have the answers for. However, I feel like I can tell you that they helped you come this far. If you stand right now and you look, you know, if you look back on your life, what all that you went through, they have guided you to this moment. Obviously, there's the butterfly effect, right? So I feel like you don't recognize your strength and your beauty enough, and you should be doing that. Also, what I'm seeing here is that you are very intelligent with this King of Swords right here. The King of Swords is someone that is very, I'm hearing savvy. What is that? That's such a weird word to use, but like very clever. Like, you know what you're talking about. And I feel like you don't give yourself enough credit for that. I feel like you have a lot of, like, you have accumulated a lot of knowledge over your years. I'm seeing reading specifically, so you may read a lot, but that doesn't have to be a thing. It's just you consuming knowledge, you know, just feeding yourself all the knowledge you can find. And I feel like this was like being logical and learning was kind of like what helped you through these hard times, and they helped you just go to like a different galaxy of your own, but that helped you be very, very intelligent. And I feel like you need to and you don't see that about yourself, that you are as smart as you are. You have a lot of accumulated knowledge, and you, on top of that, I feel like you, even if you may not be very self-confident, which I'm seeing here that self-confidence may be an issue, when you really get into like, when you really get into talking about anything, like whatever topic you are talking about, you kind of lose that, what am I saying? Like that level of self-criticism, that like that high standard that you hold yourself to, you kind of forget it for a moment when you are really into what you're talking about, and other people find that very entrancing. I really am seeing that. There's also this here with the Three of Wands and the manifestations, even though this is not exactly about yourself. If you have been manifesting something, it's like you have been waiting for it for a while. And this card is just confirmation that it is manifesting. So don't lose hope there yet, because I feel like it's truly coming. With the Air Force again and the Tower card, this just feels like you are, I already said strong, but strong is not the word I'm looking for. It's like you are more flexible than you think. You may feel sometimes that you resist change, which you may, considering all that has happened to you, because honestly, after several sour moments and this endurance card, all of this, anyone will be resistant to change. So I don't want you to blame yourself for that. All right. But I feel like you are more flexible than you think. It's just like, pardon me. Overall, I feel like you don't allow yourself to take credit for anything, and you really should, because I feel like, again, you're smart. You have the ability to pull through difficult times. You are this beautiful soul that I feel like you help others, whether you notice it or not. You could be an empath. I'm really feeling that right here, even though the empath card is not here. So you help others, and I feel like other people really do see how wonderful you are, but you may feel like, you may feel like you are bothering them sometimes, or that maybe they secretly hate you, and that's not the case. Really, people really do think that you are a beautiful soul, and those who do not and treat you like in a bad way, it's more so almost jealousy, or it's that they admire you so much that they try to be like you, and that turns a little bit toxic over time. But with this Judgment card right here, you are so fucking elevated. The thing is, I don't feel like anyone is better than anyone, but I feel like you are very not away. It's like very, you have advanced a lot in your journey, and maybe the people around you haven't gotten that far in their own journey yet, even though everyone's journey is different. It's like you have advanced at a very fast pace. That is your journey, but it's like you don't see actually how advanced you are for your age. So you may be very young right now, so you may be like a teenager, or like you may be in your early 20s, and you might feel like an old soul because you have been through so much and have learned a lot. That's the other thing. I feel like you have such an amazing ability for learning the things that you want to learn about. That's the key here, because I feel like maybe you don't really enjoy, let's say, school subjects or anything like that, but there are things that you really love, like so I'm seeing flowers for some reason. So if you like, this may not be for everyone. If you are into herbalism, that's coming out right now, and you should keep doing that. I don't know if maybe you are, someone here is like a green witch or a kitchen witch, but you're really, if you are really good at that. I mean, I am seeing flowers, but this deck has flowers all the time, but I'm seeing like that emphasis. And also the flower could be a symbol of blooming. So, and they're specifically showing me a lotus flower, which the lotus flower is like this symbol of kind of like creation, or again, it's endurance, because the lotus flower, there's a story which I don't remember which mythology it is, but it's like the lotus flower, there was chaos, and then there was a lotus flower that it just came out of like all that chaos, and it was completely beautiful. So that's the kind of thing that I feel like you have bloomed and you have grown even in the most difficult circumstances. And again, it's like you don't give yourself enough credit for that. I feel like you know that fact, but sometimes your mind gets the best of you, and you know, the traumas you have been through, they really do get the best of you, and you feel like you are not good enough, or like you're not that good, or like you haven't, like you may feel like you are behind when compared to other people your age in other areas of life, but in reality it's like your journey is unique, and comparing yourself to the people around you is not really gonna do anything. We are all on different journeys. Some of us, we get really fast through one phase of our lives, while other people, they take years in the same phase, and that is completely okay. It really does depend. And I feel like despite whatever you have been through, you have bloomed, you have grown, and you are consistently moving forward. Even if you don't think that you are, even if you feel stuck, you are still moving forward. Okay, with this love card right here, yes, it's going to be indicating love, but again, these two birds right here, this one right here is like really looking at this one like with admiration and just like awe, because this one is just singing very beautiful. So you may sing, you may have like a beautiful voice, like very Snow White type voice. You might have even played Snow White if you're a woman, like well, maybe not a woman, it doesn't really matter, but like in a school play or something. But it's like, the main thing here is that you are so much more than you admit to yourself, because again, because of the trauma and what you have been through. But it's like it's like you tone down, you tone yourself down and the things that you are able to do, but you're so much more than that. And I feel like your guides are very proud of you, and your family as well, even if they don't really say it. Okay, I'm sorry, I stopped completely just because I was looking at the card for some reason. It's like, what's coming up here for me is that sometimes maybe you don't have like the energy, or like you just don't want to do anything because you feel really tired, like because you're getting flashbacks. So you may have like PTSD or something. But I'm being told like that you should congratulate yourself for the smallest things, like, and when you're feeling really down, like to remember that you have endured a lot, and you know you can keep doing so. It doesn't mean that life is gonna keep getting like, it doesn't mean that you're gonna keep getting like these really negative and intense events in your life. It's just to remind you that the worst part is already over. That actually really helped me personally, to think like I've been through worse before. I can definitely do this again because I learned and I'm stronger now, right? Sometimes it feels very unfair, but I mean, we can't really change the past, right? And the main thing here is that you may be like, you're definitely very kind of haunted by the past, but it's like every little thing you do, it's worth celebrating, because I feel like there were times that you maybe didn't think you were gonna be able to just get out of bed the next day, right? And you are doing that. Maybe some days you don't, and that's completely okay, all right? And it's like, because you have been through so much, every little thing you do successfully that maybe you couldn't do the day before, or like maybe the old you wouldn't have been able to do, that's worth celebrating, and it's worth recognizing that you have gotten better. Because I feel like, yes, this happened, but you have continuously grown. It's like you've been through these very difficult cycles, but you still come out of them, and you still come out victorious and with a lesson that you learn. I don't feel like you are against the idea of learning. I'm not feeling resistance here whatsoever. It's like, this is painful, but what am I going to do about it? What can I learn from it? That's what I'm seeing here. And that's really amazing, because a lot of people struggle with resistance and with getting out of this. Even if this may haunt you sometimes, it doesn't define you, and you don't let it take over your life. And again, that's really, really amazing, because many people are not able to do that, which it doesn't mean that you are better than them, or that they are not worthy. It's just that it's worth recognizing that you're able to do something that many people may not be able to do, at least not as they are right now. With this card, it keeps calling out to me. So again, I feel like you don't think, maybe because of what happened to you, you try to stay away from like the spotlight for some reason, and you feel like you don't make any impact in the world, and that's not true. You have a really huge impact in your surroundings, because like I said, you inspire people even if you don't notice it. So you don't see the impact that you have on others around you, and it's positive impact in one way or another. It's coming up that you may piss some people off sometimes, and you don't know why, but it's actually because you are reflecting back to them their own shadow, and that's a really difficult thing. That's something that actually I do sometimes, and it's like, why the fuck is this happening? Like, why you're mad at me? It's not your fault. It's just that it's like, I'm hearing you are a vessel of healing. So you're healing inside, and as you're healing inside, you're healing the outside as well, even if you do so unintentionally. It's like the more you heal, the more you positively affect people around you. They may react in negative ways, but you are still affecting them in positive ways, because you are inspiring change within them, or at least this acknowledgement of something that needs to change. And that is so amazing. And it's not an easy job whatsoever, but you are able to do it. So you do have a huge impact on your surroundings. And I'm gonna do this little anecdote again before I finish, because this is something that I really liked. I used to go to a Methodist church. I used to be a Christian. I don't really call myself a Christian anymore, but I still carry that with me, and I feel like I always will. But in this Methodist church, the pastor, he told this little story of a little boy who was trying to save this starfish that had washed up on the shore. And there was this man walking, and the man approaches the boy and says, you can't possibly save all of them, you know, because the boy was trying to save them. He was trying to pick them up and throw them back in the ocean. And the man told him that he couldn't save all of them. Like, why was he doing that? He couldn't save all of them. It wouldn't make a difference. And the answer the boy gave was, I may not save all of them, but I made a difference for that one. Like the one that he threw back into the ocean that was still alive, right? So he was making a difference for that one. It's like, you don't need to save everyone. You don't have to have a huge impact. It doesn't mean that you're not having an impact on other people or in your surroundings. And I feel like you have so much potential and capabilities, and you're going to be able to see that soon if you don't already. It's like you could even be, to be honest, you have like the ability to be a life coach if you chose to do that. I don't care. I'm seeing, why did I see tattoos? I'm seeing tattoos. You may have tattoos like in your arms. I'm seeing that for some reason, like a full sleeve of tattoos. But you may feel like I wouldn't be able to do that. It doesn't mean that you have to, but I feel like you have this quality about you where people naturally gravitate towards you and they open up to you. And I feel like you have so much advice to give because you have been through so much that you will be like an amazing life coach or a therapist. And if you have wanted to be a life coach, or a therapist, or a psychologist, or any of that, you could 100% do it. And don't even think that you wouldn't be able to do it. You don't even you would be amazing at it. So really do chase your dreams because you have a lot of potential. I want another one from here. Let me see what I got here. What is that? So you got Gemini. You may be, I didn't think about that. I just threw it in there. I threw the Gemini card on like love, which is interesting. And I'm gonna get another one for you. And I got the St. Francis of Assisi. I'm hoping I'm saying that right. Which he is a healer, and he was really close to animals. So you may have like a gift with animals in general, because he is right here. But I feel like, again, you're such a healing presence for people, and you don't really notice that. And with this Gemini, again, you may be getting someone, if you're not in a relationship, you may be getting one, because that's interesting that I just threw it there and I didn't really think about it. I just did that. Again, but I feel like you reflect people a lot. But you have also the ability to reflect yourself and to heal even without a guide. So you have the ability to sit down and really look at like your shadow self and just whatever it is you need to heal, you have the ability to look at them. But you also need to look at your positive traits, because you can get stuck looking at the negative when in reality you have so much potential and so many amazing qualities that have allowed you to get this far in life. Okay, so that's all I have for you. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe if you feel called to, because I do put out new videos every Thursday at 12 p.m. EST and occasionally on Sundays. Also, go ahead and follow me on Instagram if you want. I do some occasional readings over there and all of my updates up at the channel. And if you would like to buy me a coffee, there are my Venmo and my Cash App are in the description down below. It is never expected, but it is always very appreciated. I wish you the best of luck on your journey and much, much love to you. Bye-bye. Hello if you picked pile 2 with Chesed. This is your reading. I try to speak faster than I actually can. For some reason, I'm so sorry. Sometimes, I was thinking that I speak really fast. And I need to slow down, but I don't know how to do it because I have anxiety and I just speak really fucking fast. So you got Chesed, which is the right hand and empathy. I am going to mention this because when I was shuffling the, for each pile, these cards, you can see like the back of the card, and this pile 2 and pile 3, you got the same cards in different decks. So pile 3 had Crucial, the Angel of Punishment, and you got it here in these ones, because these are these smaller ones are from the year 1 and year 2 collections of the Angelarium, which I use them as just Oracle, even though they aren't. But you got the same card as them, and then they got this one on theirs. So if you would like to watch pile 3, I would definitely recommend it. If you felt pulled towards it, I would recommend watching it. It was 111 on my phone as I was saying that. on like the recording, because I'm recording my audio on my phone. So you got Israfel, Angel of Song. I'm gonna get that closer to you. I hope you can see that because I'm not sure yet how this is working. It says the Burning One, Herald of the Dawning Day, Summoner of the Final Hour. And then you got, again, Kushiel, Angel of Punishment. There he is. And this one says, no context nor motive, excuses the transgression, peace subordinates to law. That's interesting because you got the empathy one. No context nor motive, excuses the transgression, peace subordinates the law. There we go. Okay, so I'm gonna get all of your cards out before I get into this. So you got Inner Earth, you'll survive this, new solutions and beginnings. How do I? That should work. Portal, doors are opening, you decide, rewards, wild card. You got Vitality, I am healthy and vital and strong. My radiant love of life fills me with healthy, vital and strong cells. Each cell is a warrior. Everyone has its own sword and shield. I dare you to try and penetrate my cellular army. Didn't think so, chump. I really love these cards. These are affirmators. They're beautiful and funny. This one says beauty. I am beautiful even when I don't think it. I'm beautiful even when I don't see it. I'm beautiful no matter how many people don't say it. I'm beautiful and I don't even care if you know it. I'm beautiful, which is why I don't have to try so hard all the time to show it. I love that. So, I mean, this one is very literal. So I think like one of the things here that you don't say about yourself is that you are beautiful, no matter what people say, what people have told you, what you think. You are still beautiful. I'm seeing that, and I feel like a lot of people get that message because sometimes we are so critical of ourselves for no reason, and we put ourselves like trying to meet this insane standards for some reason. You know, you're still beautiful. I don't care. So you got release and accept. These are the inner wisdom cards, I think. And then you got smile. I just got like a bit of a headache, like immediately, just right now when I said smile. Are you sick, honey? I don't know. Maybe you have like a very active crown chakra. So these are different. This is from the Antique Anatomy Tarot. I don't know why I felt like using these, and these are from the Arcana Tarot. So you got the Six of Pentacles. I needed to look at that for a second. You got the Six of Wands. You got the Hierophant. Ooh, here we go. Hold on. Okay. You got the World. And you got the Three of Cups. Okay. Hold on. So, I already got the part of the you are beautiful out of the way, which is a great way to start. Okay, so the fact that you got the empathy and then also the Angel of Punishment, for me, which it feels that way even with this, and what's the other card that reminded me of that? This. I feel like you are someone who you can see the good in other people at all times, and maybe even see the good of a situation even when the situation seems negative. And I feel like this is not something that was always the case. It's like you changed your mindset, or are in the like you're doing that right now and it's working. So congratulations for that. Changing your mindset, it's not easy. So I feel like this wasn't always the case. You may have been pretty kind of like pessimistic before, and you're trying to change that because you know that, I mean, it's not really helping you, is it? So you're trying to see kind of like the positive of the situation. I feel like you always can see that, whereas are learning to do that. But like you also have the ability to see the good in other people that maybe others are not able to see or are willing to see. However, with Kushiel, I feel like you see the good in other people, but you don't, like Kushiel says right here, with no context nor motive, excuse to transgression. You don't excuse people's behaviors, and you don't excuse like, you may be the kind of person that you see you know how people sometimes watch these like serial killer stuff or criminal things, and you're like, I see why, I kind of see based on their story why they got here, and you have the ability to feel empathetic, but you don't say that they're not guilty, and you don't, it's like you don't excuse whatever they did just because you understand their story. So you're someone, again, that's very empathetic. It's right here. But you are not, you're not gullible. Gullible? Is that even, you're not naive. That's what I'm trying to say. It's like you understand that people go through many things, and those things can really trigger them into doing some really bad things, okay? But you can see it, but you don't excuse it. I've said that 700 times. I don't know why. You got this Israfel right here, which Israfel has the I feel like this is my tarot reader pile, and if not, I feel like you really do get downloads from spirit or like whatever you believe in, and you tell people that you may be hesitant at first. So, but let me get into what you don't say about yourself, because that's just coming up for some reason. I would say, honestly, that you, even if you don't notice it, you are a very balanced person in terms of your morals and your beliefs. Even with this Hierophant right here and the World card, it's not that you are unbiased. It's more that you can see from a higher perspective and see all sides of a situation, again, without being carried away by your emotions completely. So I'm feeling some Virgo vibes here, and I mean that in what I said about the balance, it's like obviously Libra energy, but you would be like an amazing judge. I don't know if you want to be like a judge or something, or like work in that field, but you would be a good one, because again, you can see all of that. It's like you have this higher, like, bird's view of events. You can kind of see and put things together, and you can see everything, which is really interesting. You may be clairvoyant, but it's like you can see all of it, but you still have the clarity to hold people accountable when necessary, but also to be empathetic, because we have that chesed right here, and chesed is like, I'm feeling that you have, the reason you can do this is because you have opened yourself to your own negativity and to your own darkness, to kind of like your own shadow. And so, you might have like heavy placements in like your 8th house in astrology, if you like that. It may be in like a placement like Scorpio placement, like Scorpio in the 8th house or something like that, or just a lot of Pluto here, because I'm feeling like you have had your fair share of encounters with the darkest part of yourself and other people, but you haven't allowed that to cloud your judgment, or to confuse you, or to scare you. So I'm feeling, again, I'm feeling such a very fearless but an established energy here, kind of like this is the energy I'm getting from you. Like, this Hierophant energy is what I'm most feeling from you. This is Taurus. You could be a Taurus unnecessarily, but I wanted to mention that. Again, you have like a higher perspective of things. Now, something that you don't see about yourself right here, which I am seeing, is, because I'm feeling like I'm feeling this like inner dialogue where it's like, how do I explain this? It's like you see this ability that I have been talking about, but you kind of wish that you would be able to do something else, or that you didn't have this ability at all, because it can be very burdensome in some way, that you can see all of this, and some people can't, or they just can't do it because they're very limited in their worldview. And you feel like this isn't really like a talent, or like something that's good, which is not good or bad. It's really neutral. It's how you look at it. But you don't see how important this is, because this ability has given you kind of like the upper hand in a lot of situations, because you have clarity. It's like you have this clarity about you because you can see all of it. So it is a very important skill that you have developed through that introspection, because I'm feeling like a very introspective vibe here, and you gotta release and accept here. I'm saying sorry, because I'm looking at this. There's a, I forgot the fucking name of this animal. But this one says smile, and I feel like you may feel very heavy inside. You may feel a lot of darkness on the inside, which is not, when I say darkness, I don't mean bad things. Like, I just feel like, because you know your own darkness, you could have lost a little bit of your ability to see the more, not childish, like your inner child, or like your vitality, or your ability to, you know, see the good in yourself, because you also see the bad. It's like you can't really accept the good for what it is, and where it is for some reason. And you may feel very kind of dark on the inside, and heavy. There's just this heaviness to you that you kind of always carry on your shoulders, but you don't see that. This doesn't translate on the outside. Like, this is not something that other people necessarily see. They see you as someone who is very, very, very approachable, very friendly, with the smile card right here. And I also feel that maybe you, I was gonna say, like, you don't, it's like you don't think you are attractive. With the beauty, it's coming up again. It's like you don't think that you're attractive, or that people gravitate towards you because they see this positive side of you. It's like you feel like the moon, but people see you as the sun. That's like a very interesting analogy that they just gave me. So like on the inside, you feel this this heaviness, this maybe this fog sometimes, because you can see all of it, that maybe you sometimes get confused about yourself, not about other situations outside of you, like within yourself, and you feel this heaviness and this darkness. But on the outside, you're like a light to people, and they gravitate towards you because you have such a how do I say this? It's like this, it's not motherly, it's more like a father energy. Even if you're a woman, it's like this, I feel safe. It's like people they feel safe around you for some reason, and that's coming up, because, and you don't see that, because again, you feel this darkness within you, and you know that it's there, because you have looked at it, but you don't see that other people don't really care about that. Like, they don't care that you have this darkness within you. Like, the right people won't hate you for your darkness, okay? There are people that maybe don't care about that, and they really love you as you are, but you kind of feel like that's kind of impossible, and like people, maybe they don't really like you, like, or maybe you feel like if they knew this darkness that you have within you, that you have seen yourself, they wouldn't like you. But that's not the case. And people, they may see this heaviness sometimes that you carry with you, but they don't really mind, because you are, again, you're such a light in people's lives. With this Three of Cups right here, again, with it, there's this friendliness about you, and you may not feel like you're approachable, but you are more approachable than you think. And if you were a little bit more receptive and more open, I feel like you are someone who could make a shit ton of friends, like, to be honest, because people, like, they want to approach you, but you don't look open to it all the time, and they may step back just out of respect in some way, but as much of a as much clarity as you have about this, sometimes I feel like, because you know this part of you, you could feel sometimes that you don't deserve happiness, which is interesting that it's coming up, or that's something that may creep up on you sometimes. It's like this thought that comes out of nowhere, and it really fucking ruins your day. But you deserve happiness. It doesn't matter. Like I said, your whatever you have seen within yourself and within other people, it doesn't mean that you don't deserve happiness. All of us, and I feel like this is something, you know, all of us have good, and all of us have like negative and positive things about ourselves. It doesn't mean that we are any less lovely or any less lovable or any less approachable or deserving of any type of happiness. You really do deserve happiness. And with this Inner Earth, New Solutions and Beginnings, things seem... this is not a reading about that, but it's like things are going to be a lot more positive. I feel like you have walked through this portal right here. So you are very courageous in that sense, that you are like, I know this is going to be difficult for me. You may be someone that does a lot of like shadow work already, or stuff like that, but you still pull through. And I'm seeing here that with this card, for some reason, you could be artistic, and if you are, you may kind of keep your creations to yourself. You may not share them with people, because maybe you don't feel like they are that great or whatever, but you have this kind of like beautiful kind of like outlook on the world and ability to express it. It doesn't even, you know, painting is coming up obviously, but I'm feeling also like writing. If you do writing or you do painting or you do any of that, if you shared it with people, you would really touch them, because I feel like whatever you do creatively, you can transmit your emotions through that. So if you do like a painting and people saw that painting, let's say that you make a painting thinking about you know, to release your sadness, and let's say people saw that painting, it will bring out their own sadness, because they will be able to feel that emotional energy within you, in the ways that you have expressed it. So you may not be someone that really expresses their emotions like on the outside or in front of people, but you do that creatively, and to be honest, you could literally make a business out of this. That's what I'm seeing. Let me get some of these for you. So what does pile 2 not see about themselves? That got stuck on my finger. That got stuck on my nail. These are fangs. This is from Supernatural bracelet, like the show. So you got these fangs right here. I like that. So I'm gonna get 2 more. Oh, I got a key. I'm not looking when I do that. You got Gemini as well. Pile 1 got Gemini. You know, I don't look, I just put my finger and get it out. These fangs right here. Oh my god. So these fangs, specifically for me, they talk about... Again, you kind of feel this empathy, but with Kushiel, it's coming up with this as well, that you may not feel like this, but you have the ability to scare the shit out of people. Like if you get really serious, and let's say that people really do something fucked up and you feel like it's fucked up and you express it, you scare the fuck out of them, because you have this you express yourself very well with this, but you can be very throat cutting with your words, and you may not feel like you have that much of an impact on people when you do that, but you do, and people get scared. This is not a bad thing at all, but it's like you don't need to do anything physically. You can just open your mouth and say what you have to say, and you're gonna have them think about it like for the rest of the day and maybe more, if that makes sense. You also have right here, again, I feel like if you do writing, please write and share it with people if and when you're comfortable. I'm not saying if. I feel like you will be comfortable with that, because I feel like you don't like these things, you know, when you think about, they seem very obvious to you because it's your mind and you've always thought about these things, but most people, or a lot of people, don't, right? And you could cause a lot of epiphanies on people, and maybe you do like on the daily and you don't even notice it. Like you say something and it's like super deep, and people and you think like, oh, this is just normal because I think about it every day, but people don't, and they're like, holy shit, what was that? And then they think about it. So you could cause like existential crisis on people, and that's not bad. It's just something that you're able to do because your mind is such a like a rich and deep place that that's something that just translates. You think it's normal, but for most people are not like you. You're unique in that way, that your mind is so active and so oh, I said that before, like with the crown chakra. So you have that ability to think and be very, very in your mind, and you have a lot of this like philosophical thoughts, and you're like, oh, that's my thing, and like you don't think about that, and people are like, no. They called my attention to the bluebird. I'm not gonna get it out because I simply saw it, and this is my bluebird. This one, it says like brings happiness. Again, you don't see that you bring so much happiness to some people. Like I said, you are a light of sorts, and this blue, like the peacock right here. You I feel like because you are in your mind so much, you don't think that people notice you, or that they are so shocked when you speak or when you express yourself, because again, it's your mind, it's how you are. But most people are like, wow, that's I hadn't thought about that. I didn't know that person thought like that. And the other thing right here, which is coming up right now, is that you can create. I said that before, but you have the ability to create anything you put your mind to. So if you you may step back on a lot of some ideas that you have, out of like, well, that's not gonna work out. It's like you get a lot of creative ideas and you don't pursue them. If you decide to pursue any of the ideas that you have like a very high chance of being successful with them. And again, your mind is very creative, and I don't think that you take that into consideration enough, that maybe like this is your way of contributing something unique to the world, but you don't really do it because you don't feel like it's that great or that new or that creative or whatever. And I'm feeling poetry, like even writing poetry or speaking poetry. So you may what's the word for that? Recite poetry. You will be so good at that. And even like doing video essays, that's coming up right as well. So you may be a creator, like content creator on YouTube, or you may have been thinking about it. If you have been thinking about it, go for it, because I really do feel like if you do, you'll be successful at it, right? And also a lot of people follow you. Like even if maybe you don't have social media, because I feel like you could be the type of person that doesn't really love social media, but if you did, a lot of people will follow you if you expressed your thoughts and yourself creatively on social media. You will get like a big following, because people will be like, wow, that's that's amazing. I really like people would follow you and look up to you in that way. So that's all I have for you. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe if you feel called to, because I do put out new videos every Thursday at 12 p.m. EST and occasionally on Sundays. Also, go ahead and follow me on Instagram if you want. I do all of my updates about the channel over there, and I also post readings occasionally. If you want to buy me a coffee, my Venmo and my Cash App are in my description down below. It is never expected, but it is always very appreciated, okay? I wish the best of luck on your journey, and much love to you. Bye-bye. Hello, Fibit Pile 3 with Cushiel, the Angel of Punishment. This is your reading. So I did mention this on pile 2, so I will again. If you're here from pile 2, hello. You got the same card. This is in the other one, it says Chesed, but it's the same emanation, right? So they got the emanation of empathy, and you got it here as well. And then they got Cushiel on these cards. These are the Angelarium Year 1 collection cards, I think, but I use them as oracle. So they got this one and these cards, which are another oracle. I have like 3 of these for some reason because I really like them. Then they got these one on these cards, which is very interesting. So I'm gonna lay them out. You got, again, Hesed or Chesed. It says Chesed in the other one. Emanation of empathy. These are like a variation of the artwork, so I'm going to take that into consideration and how it looks. So this one says the right hand of Ein Sof, the embrace that brings all things together, a guiding light towards peace, which is such an interesting contrast with Cushiel right here. And then you got Raziel, Angel of Mysteries, Oh, this is long, but I'm going to read it anyway. Raziel is the keeper of all knowledge and the speaker of truths. This angel stands at the foot of the tree of life and notes all of creation, diligently recording its observations in a great tome. This book contains the answers to everything, even questions you never thought to ask. It is the lens that captures the view from the corner of the universe's eyes. Of the universe's eye. There are some things that simply cannot be known. Within that space, Raziel stands alone, an angel apart from angels, keeper of truths never spoken aloud. That's interesting. I'm going to lay out all of your cards already. So, you got, I remember, soul plan, the fated life versus destiny life. One thing I'm getting right off the bat right here with you, and not necessarily, well, it could be that you have like access to like the Akashic records. So if you haven't tried that already and you were able, if you tried it, you will be able to get there and get a lot of knowledge. Two things. As far as I'm concerned, this was something that was told to me and I confirmed it within myself. You have Akashic records, which are like knowledge from all your past lifetimes and like the universe, that you have accumulated yourself, inside yourself. So it's like in your subconscious mind or something like that. I don't know. So you have like a personal Akashic records, and then there's like the universal Akashic records. Your personal ones are safe because they are within you. The ones from the universe are a little bit more, they're not necessarily dangerous, but you have to be careful. So I wouldn't recommend going directly to the universe Akashic records. You know, go within yourself first. You know, and always be careful with that. But if you try to do that, it will be very easy for you to do it. I actually tried it and I had a really easy time going within, so you may be able to do that as well. Then you got wait, it's not time yet, things are being woven. Then you got don't take it personally. If someone starts to speak unkindly to me, I'll remember that they've got something going on that has nothing to do with me. Like maybe they just pooped their pants. So yeah, that's probably it. I love these cards, they're so funny. And then you got everyone's a teacher. Everyone I cross paths with is a teacher in that moment. The ones who give me the fun lessons are the ones I call friends. The ones who give me the hard lessons I sometimes call a-holes. They've chosen a tough job, but someone's got to do it. So today I'm thanking all the a-holes. Thank you, a-holes, for playing your part in making me a better person. I love that. Okay. Then you got masculine, feminine. These are the Awake Inner Wisdom cards. And then you got nature gems. It's not like natural gem when I say it. Nature gems. Okay, I have two tarot here. So this is the Antique Anatomy Tarot, and this is the Arcana Tarot. That's the name. I don't know why I felt like doing this, but I did. So you got the Nine of Wands, Nine of Rods here. Then you got the Star in reverse. Now, I don't shuffle reversals into my deck. However, this card came up and it just flipped like this. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna take it. This Star in reverse. You got the Six of Swords, the Ace of Cups, and the King of Pentacles. This Star in reverse is like literally the star of the show here for some reason. Again, with that thing I said about the Akashic records, you're someone that is probably very psychic, and if you are not right now, you have the ability to do that. We all do, but I feel like if you try to learn or just employ your psychic gifts, you will have like a really easy time because you're kind of like very open to it. With this Star card in reverse, I feel like, I mean, again, there's no reason this came out like this. I don't really need reversals to read my cards, but kind of did. It's giving me like the as above, so below feeling here, because of the stars right here. I feel like you have the ability to kind of like change your perspective according to a situation if necessary. And you know this about yourself, I think, but maybe you don't really do it consciously. It's just something that you do. And that has helped you become unstuck in your journey at times. Sometimes you may feel stuck, and because you do that, maybe subconsciously, because I feel like it's done subconsciously, you have become unstuck, like within your journey. Maybe you felt like you didn't know where to go, and you kind of instinctively went, okay, what is something that I'm missing here? What am I not looking at? And you kind of just shift your perspective completely here. That's not exactly what the star card means, but it's coming up like that. Again, I don't read reversals usually, so I'm just going with what I'm feeling here. As opposed to pile 2, again, I did mention this in pile 2, like someone that's very balanced, and it's interesting that this came out like this, with the cards switched for both groups. Well, pile 2 was the group that was more, it's not that they were more empathetic, it's that they focus more on that part of understanding people, even if they didn't justify negative or like bad things that people did. This group is more, I'm feeling some Aries energy, even though there's like no Aries here for some reason. A lot more kind of forward. So it's, again, you may embody this angel of punishment. It doesn't mean that you hurt other people, but that you really you're very able of creating boundaries for yourself and for other people. And if someone oversteps one of your boundaries, they are gone. So I'm really seeing that with Crucial here. So, however, something you don't see about yourself, because they're giving me stuff that is not necessarily about what you don't see. They're just simply describing you to see if this is your pile, I suppose. I'm gonna get some of these actually. I got this for every group at just different times. You got a hedgehog. Interesting. You got the Eiffel Tower. I'm gonna get 3 again. I'm not looking when I do this. I simply put my fingers in there and whatever comes out. And you got this world, which I kind of interpret like the world card, obviously. So travel may be a thing for you, to be honest, because I mean the Eiffel Tower and the world card, well, the charm. But with this hedgehog, I want to talk about this because it came out, and it's kind of like really clarifying things for me, even with this 9 of Wands right here. With what I said about this, you create these boundaries for yourself, but sometimes you have this tendency of maybe isolating yourself or just retreating within yourself at times, but it's not, it's like you do it because it's kind of like you tell yourself that you do this to, how do I say this? I'm trying to find the right words for this. To protect yourself in some way or to recharge, when in reality this is kind of triggered by it's kind of like a trauma response in some way, where you do this because you sense a threat of some type around you, and you just retreat within yourself and just become spiky like this. So you don't let a lot of people within you, not within you. You don't let a lot of people. Well, maybe you don't let a lot of people get close to you all the time, and that's not necessarily a bad thing, but this has sometimes isolated you from just the world in general, which you may have told yourself that it didn't bother you, but sometimes it did make you feel a little bit lonely. The other thing here, I did say that if you, like, maybe you don't know this, but you could like easily go into the Akashic records. You could do some remote viewing. Now here's the thing, I'm not sure exactly what that entails. I know it's a psychic power, but I don't think I have it myself. I mean, well, I have done it a couple times, but I don't know how to do it. But I feel like you would be able to do that if you wanted to. So I would recommend, I would encourage you to look that up if you're interested, because this remote viewing kind of thing is really coming up for me for some reason. And it's like you have so many, you know that you have some psychic powers, but you don't know the extent of them, because you're like, oh, I could have that, but maybe you don't really try it, or you don't really try to practice it. If you tried this, like something that would be difficult for other people, like going into their own Akashic records, they will be easy for you. So things that are difficult for other people to do in terms of their psychic powers, you would have an easier time doing so because you are more open for some reason. With this, don't take it personally, and everyone's a teacher. There's a pattern here. They're even both yellow, which is interesting. about again, like seeing another perspective of the situation. Like you're seeing like maybe someone being an asshole to you. That says a-holes, but I'm not gonna censor myself. And you're like, okay, like fine, like what can I learn from this? And you understand, like I think you understand that other people's emotions and actions, they are not your responsibility. Like no matter what you do, other people are responsible of what they do and what they feel. And if you don't know that, well, now you do. Okay, so it's not your fault how the people react or like anything like that. You know, there are times that we do kind of trigger people, but I feel like still they are in charge of their own actions. So whatever they do, it was their choosing to do so, right? Even, no matter what they tell you, all right? So that's here, but that's an interesting thought. I don't know how I'm gonna explain that. Somehow, I'm gonna try to explain this because it's so difficult to put into words, but I'm gonna try to. This is not to say that whatever happened to you was your fault, but sometimes what I'm seeing here, what I'm being told is that it's not that you let your guard down. It's that because you have all of these psychic abilities, you kind of attract a lot of energy vampires. So there were some times in your life where you were very, very vulnerable to other people, and now maybe that's why you create these strong boundaries. But I'm not saying that it was your fault. I'm saying that what you maybe don't know is that they got close to you because they felt this power within you and they wanted a piece of that, if that makes sense. So it's kind of like your psychic abilities and your this sensitivity that you have attracted them. It doesn't mean that it's your fault. I was trying to word it because it wasn't coming up like correct in my head. Ooh, okay, that's an interesting one. With the King of Pentacles right here, this is something that's coming up. A lot of us are in this kind of like lack mindset where we feel limited or we feel like there's not enough for us because other people have more. It's an interesting mindset. So again, I would encourage you to look into that. It's like psychology again, but there's a certain abundance in your life that you are not acknowledging, and that's interesting because it's related to you. So it may be that you have an abundance of knowledge. Again, abundance doesn't have to be monetary. It could be, but it doesn't have to be. You could have an abundance of good friends. You may have an abundance of I don't know, anything. It could be anything, but it's like you know that it's there, but you don't really acknowledge it all the time, and that would be good. It would be good for you to like work on gratitude, just because that helps you with your mindset to turn your mindset. If you're in a lack mindset, it kind of helps you shift to a growth and an abundance mindset, and that's really good for everyone, of course. This gave me a little bit of like a vibe from pile one with this 9 of Wands right here, because I really feel the endurance here as well. Like in pile one was literally the card endurance, and it came out twice. But you also have this resilience about you, and with this right here. And here's something, your energy, again, I did mention like your psychic abilities, but like your energy is really strong. Like people really feel when you walk into a room, and you may not be exactly aware of that, but like maybe you walk into like a party or just somewhere, like people like they just part like Moses parted like the Red Sea. So they just like, wow, like it's like they feel you, even if they don't exactly react, they feel your energy as soon as you walk in. So again, maybe that's why these energy vampires, they spot you really quickly because they feel your energy. But what I was gonna say is that maybe you don't notice it, but when you are with other people, maybe your friends or your family, you may be very protective of them. But what you don't know is that you are expanding your energy. Like when that happens, this is very interesting because they're showing it to me like whoever is around you and you feel protective of them, or you feel like there's a threat anywhere, you expand your energy just subconsciously, and you create this protection around them. So you may be very good again at creating these bubbles of protection around people. And because I feel like you do it subconsciously, like you don't know that you're doing that when you feel protective of other people, especially children, for some reason. Again, there's some people like you don't like children, so don't take it like that. It could be just relating to people that you perceive, or things that you perceive as more vulnerable, or just animals. But you kind of expand that energy and you protect them, and it's felt, like people can feel it. So maybe let's say that you walk home alone with someone, like maybe let's say with a friend of yours, and let's say you're walking alone and it's dark and someone is coming up and you are like defensive because you're like, I mean, it's kind of, if you are a female, if you're a woman, if you identify as a woman and you look like a woman, you know what I'm talking about, that walking in the dark at night is pretty fucking scary. And you are kind of like on edge because you don't know what's going to happen. Like if someone comes up to you, I feel like you extend this energy, your own energy, like, to create this bubble of protection, and people just swerve, they just leave because they feel it, even if they're not aware that they're feeling it. Okay, so you don't see that by yourself. And something you don't know as well is like, based on that, you would be very good at, I got scared, sorry. There was a sound, it was someone outside. Oh my god. You'd be kind of very good at energy manipulation. So if you want to work on energy, they're showing me again, there's this book that I use. You don't have to be a witch, but it's called The Psychic Witch, and it really helps with learning how to manipulate your energy. So that book may be helpful for you. You are intense. I thought about this when I first touched your pile, but I didn't say it. But it's like you are intense. You have a lot of energy, and maybe if you don't feel like that, you still kind of, other people might tell you that you're intimidating, and I'm feeling this like, oh, I'm not intimidating, you just are intimidated. That's the kind of energy that I'm feeling here. But you do have this really strong energy, and I feel like if you work on it, you could be like a very good, I mean, you are a psychic already, like I don't need to even question that. But it's like you will be really, really good at it. And then kind of like whatever you use, you may be even good at like Reiki, healing, Reiki. How the fuck do you say it? Well, healing people with your energy. However, when it comes to that, which is coming up, because your energy, it's kind of like, if you haven't worked on it, it's kind of like very chaotic at this point. And before you healed other people, you would have to learn how to control it and, keep it on the wraps, and their intensity, because you are very intense. So your energy may be too much for other people, which again, they may feel intimidated by you. Because of it, and they may not know why. It's like subconscious, right? But you have, this is coming up as well, I don't know if you know this, but you have a lot of ancestors. Like we all have like ancestors with us, but your ancestors are very present in your life, and I'm seeing that you can do a lot of things that your ancestors could do, and they're showing me your mother's line of the family. So these psychic things may have come from your mother's side of the family. Look into that, because whatever they did, you can do. And they're showing me something with sticks. So I don't know if you do like divination with like sticks. You take the sticks and you do like yes or no cards, or like read it, kind of like charms and stuff like that. That's coming up. I actually want another charm for you. Speaking of which, ooh, you got the Freedom handcuffs, which is an irony on its own. I was gonna say, I didn't say it. Oh my god, I need to stop doing that. Like I get intuitive hits and I just kind of ignore them because I think it's just my head, but it's not. Again, I'm in training. This is like the Freedom handcuffs. I was hearing the song, oh my god. Midnight Sky by Miley Cyrus. I was hearing that song, so maybe you would like to listen to it and see what it says. It could resonate with you. I was hearing Midnight Sky in my head. Again, you're very intense, but with this, you don't, I don't feel like you like being tied down in terms. But again, with what I said about your energy, you would have to keep your energy on the wraps in order to do what you need to do if you want to do energy healing. And I said need to do, so I don't know if that's in your, well, you'll find those answers yourself if you go within your Akashic records. I don't feel like I need to tell you, right? And something else that's coming up, I have so many things have come up for this group. Your heart chakra is very active. So again, maybe that's why you could heal people, because your heart chakra is active and very, very strong. So a lot of your energy is concentrated around your heart chakra. Which, to be honest, I'm gonna say this because it's coming up. If you feel negative energy, you may feel it like heartburn or just something in your esophagus, or like not being able to breathe or something like that. That's coming up. But you have a lot of a very active heart chakra. And again, that has to do, in my opinion, again, I'm not like a Reiki healer or any of that, but the heart chakra for me relates to healing. So again, you'll be very good at healing other people and yourself. And again, with that heart chakra, like that very active heart chakra, you attract other people. Sometimes they're not good people, but you attract a lot of people. Even if they are intimidated by you, they feel this natural pull towards you because they feel that energy, and your energy is not bad. It's kind of like, it's strong, but it's not aggressive. It's like loving. Like, again, like I said, when you protect other people, it's because you are protective of them and you want to be safe, and that's why you do that, even if subconsciously, right? And these two babes right here, oh, with the sticks, I didn't even notice, I forgot that card was there. So yes, you'll be very, very good at doing divination with like nature stuff. So like I said, with the sticks, so maybe even seashells and stuff like that, you'll be good at using those. And also scrying is coming up, so maybe you would like to use like a seashell like this and fill it with water and do scrying on the water. And with this masculine feminine energy, it's, again, you do have this ability to control your energy, and it's kind of like you know how to use that. Even if you haven't had any formal training, you know how to use your energy, and you do so subconsciously. But if you become conscious of it, you'll be a lot stronger, because you're going to be able to control it, and you know, do what you will it to do, basically. And this star card, again, I don't read fucking reversals. I don't know why I did that, but they're telling me here that if you're feeling stuck right now, we talked about that, but the only reason you may be stuck right now is yourself, like your own. Most of the time, we ourselves keep ourselves stuck. It's just our own thinking. But right now, if you feel stuck, again, it's like you need to get out of your own way. I wanted to say it like that. It's very blunt. I'm sorry, but I have to say it like that because that's how it came up. So if you allow yourself to just do this, you're going to be able to. You're not really stuck. You are just in that feeling of being stuck, and you have the ability to get out of it. So I'm just saying meditate. So meditate if you don't do so already. Like, even through this reading, I feel your energy like very fucking strongly, and I'm like, I don't know how to act. You're very protected as well, and again, I don't know if you protect yourself without, like I said, with this hedgehog. Again, it's going full circle because I forget what I'm looking at, because I'm literally most of the time looking forward. Like, I'm not even sometimes looking at the cards. You protect yourself, but you're also very protected, like what I mentioned with your ancestors. So it's like you don't have to worry about anything. Whatever has happened in the past, you have been able to push people back. Like, if people were like these fucking energy vampires, you have been able to stop them by setting a boundary and just getting away from them. So you are protected from harm because you protect yourself, and you are protected by your ancestors and the entities in your life. Okay. I heard fire witch, which is interesting. I don't know if that's a type of witch. I would look into that. I have no idea what that is. It just came up. You may be very fiery, like in your personality, right? But yeah, that's coming up. So that's all I have for you. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe if you feel called to, because I do put out new videos every Thursday at 12 p.m. EST and occasionally on Sundays. Also, go ahead and follow me on Instagram if you want. I do all of my updates about the channel over there, and I also post readings occasionally. If you want to buy me a coffee, my Venmo and my Cash App are in the description down below. It is never expected, but it is always very appreciated. I was gonna say thank you again. Well, thank you again. I wish you the best of luck on your journey and much love to you. Bye bye.